Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. To every single new subscriber that has joined the community, welcome, and I hope that you are going to enjoy all the personal development content that comes onto this channel. So I know that in the midst of us trying to become, these great people that we want to become and basically trying to accomplish our 2020 vision, one of the most important things that I would even advise anybody to do, and that, is spoken of quite a lot, is the fact that you just need to start. But I've slightly realized that there is quite a huge bridge between the planning versus the execution. But now I've also realized that sometimes when you say just start to somebody, it may seem a little bit more vague in a sense that sometimes you just don't know what is to just start. You just don't know where to start. So if you're one of those people that, it's so much easier for you to come up with all these brilliant ideas, but you just don't know why it is you struggle to just start. Or for instance, you possibly, you know why it is difficult for you to, but you just don't know how to get through that. I would definitely advise you to stay tuned to this video, because that's what we are going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about a number of things that definitely hold us back, hence the title of the video, what is holding you back? And from one of these things, I'm hoping that you can identify yourself with one of those things and definitely know, pinpoint it to what it is and be able to handle it, because sometimes we really don't know what it is that we are struggling with. But once you really know where your hurdle is and what it is that's holding you back, it's easier to start finding the right material. It's easier to start knowing how you can conquer it, and it's easier to actually start praying about it. So the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is fear of failure. This is huge, and this is common with a lot of people, in a sense that you are afraid that if you definitely try something new, if you start that business, if you start that YouTube channel, it might not work out as much as you want it to. And this is literally a crippler. Like, it holds people back. I think it has held me back in a lot of projects that I do. And sometimes when I want to try something that seems a little bit too big than I think I really am, it definitely does hold me back. And one of the greatest things I can definitely share about, the fear of failure is that you need to realize that unless you try, you will never know or not if you're going to fail. And I know, there's a lot of sayings that says it's not about how many times you fall, but it's about how many times you get up. It is important for you to realize that there is no running away from failure. You are not going to always win at every single thing in your life. You need to realize that, and you need to learn that very early. It is something that I wish that I had learned so much earlier. You're not always going to be successful at everything you do, that you are going to fail multiple times and a lot of things that you are going to try to do, but there is no way to run from it. And there's something important. John Max actually wrote a book about this, and he normally says that sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. That never look at failure as a downfall. Look at failure as an opportunity to bounce back again. Look at failure as an opportunity to redo it again. However, within that fear of failure, what if things work out for you? What if you become super successful? What if that business grows? What if that YouTube channel grows? What if that project, what if that side hustle, what if it becomes bigger than you thought it is? Have we ever thought about that possibility of things working out as much as we want them to? And I think sometimes we are crippled by a lot of fear, that we do not realize that, wait a minute, this could actually work for my good, and I could be really dope. Like, I could really become a great success. And maybe you need to start channeling your mind through that and be positive. But within your positivity, be realistic with the fact that you can never run away from failure. I was being interviewed the other time, and one of the most important things that I believe that I dropped in that interview was the fact that for me, it is never about the fear of failure. I think for me, I fear regret more than I would fear failure. I don't mind dusting myself up again. I don't mind redoing things. I really even don't mind failing at stuff, but I mind regretting the fact that I didn't do it. And I think that for me, it's been my biggest driving force in all the businesses that I've started, and everything that I've done, because I really am not worried about failure. I know it's a possibility, but I'm going to pray and I'm going to hope for the best, and I'm going to give it my all. And if I do fail, I'm going to look at myself in the eye, and I'm going to make sure that I try again and again until I make it happen. I mean, we talk about this all the time, guys. The most important people that have built multi-million businesses didn't just start overnight. Some of them have failed so many times for them to get to the point where they are right now. So realize that ultimately there's no running away from failure, and you better have to start learning to deal with it. It's a little bit tough to accept, but it's reality. Number 2 is the fear of change. This happens when a lot of people do not want to get out of their comfort zone. So for instance, if you are doing something that you really like, something that you're very comfortable, but you are desiring to maybe get into another avenue, however, you kind of realizing that this is going to be out of your comfort zone, in the sense that you are going to be looking for clients that are not your friends. You are going to be looking for different, market or whatever the case is. A lot of people kind of cringe from that. One of the biggest things that I actually learned was a saying that says that nobody has ever achieved anything extraordinary in their comfort zone. You need to be willing to step out of it. And we talk about growth a lot, especially on this channel. I've had a number of videos where we speak about growth, and it is super important to realize that for you to grow, you cannot be comfortable. You have to be under pressure, and it is so uncomfortable. Right? It is like, it's one of the most, I don't know if you guys do get it, but I do get those things where sometimes when I feel like something is moving me out of my comfort zone, I can sense it in my spirit. I dread it, but I have to go in, I have to knock my head against it and really do it, because I know that if I'm going to be ordinary, I'm not going to be able to do extraordinary things. Think about these things. If I had sat down and felt like my YouTube is not even going to grow, I wouldn't even be at 4,000 subscribers right now. And I know there are a lot more bigger, YouTubers and whatever the case is, but to me it is so big because of the amount of work that I've put in it, and because of my willingness and the consistency that it has been such a struggle, but I continuously have put in the hours because this is something that I've always wanted to do. And it's been such a out of my comfort zone, because for people that actually know me, I'm not entirely like a very jiggy person as far as putting myself out there. But I really did this because I felt like, hey, this is something that I really want. I think it's really something that God placed in my heart, and it was super uncomfortable, but I went ahead and do it. And I'm so excited because it is growing, and it will continue to grow continuously. And it's just a matter of me being able to consistently putting in the work, consistently putting in the hours, and realizing that the more it grows, the more uncomfortable I'm gonna get, because somebody's gonna come onto this channel and say, I don't like the way you speak, and say, I don't like it when you say this, and whatever the case is. That's gonna be uncomfortable for me. But you know what? That's the only way I'm gonna grow. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to, make my craft a lot more better. For me, my level of excellence, the amount of books I read and the things that I do all those things because when I produce this content here, I need it to be super proper. I need it to be super fruitful for you guys. But it had to take me to come from a point where I was really uncomfortable to really grow and to start becoming the person that I believe I am becoming as I continue to grow. Number 3 is self-doubt. This is actually, I think all these are like super important, because I'm so tempted to say this is the most important one, but all of them I think are really super important. And I think at some point we all do deal with self-doubt. So one of the things I will say is that I think ultimately at some point we all deal with every one of these, but at different times. And what is important to realize is at that time when you are not starting something, or you're feeling a hindrance to start something, it is important to actually sit there and be like, at this very moment, why am I not starting? Is it because I don't want to change? Is it because I'm doubting myself? And only once you locate that, like I said in the beginning of the video, you would be able to then get past it. So let's talk a little bit about self-doubt. I have had a lot of that, and I know a lot of people suffer. My DMs, I talk to a lot of people about it. But self-doubt is basically when you're not feeling good enough, you're not feeling great enough, you're not feeling capable enough, you're not feeling ready enough, you're just not feeling like you're up to par. And I know there's a saying that a lot of people normally say, and they say that if it's not me, then who? And I've started really applying that in my life quite a lot, in a sense that when things come and I feel like, sure, do I really deserve, in a sense that am I really prepared? Like, did these people really think that I'd be able to do something like this? And I actually start feeling like, wait a minute, if not me, then who's gonna do it? So it also, I think the only way to conquer that is definitely confidence and believing in your ability, because sometimes we can still doubt ourselves over things that we've prepared over. We can still doubt ourselves over things that we've studied so many times. You could literally prepare for a YouTube video, and while you're shooting for it, you still doubt yourself, because sometimes self-doubt can become a hindrance. But I'm slowly learning to be confident and to realize that I am going to grow as a person, and within my growth, I don't want to doubt the process. I never want to wait, and I did a video about this before, that I never want anybody to wait until everything is perfect. Work on it. Yes, you will doubt yourself every now and then, but still go anyway, because you're going to grow in the process. It's like looking at your pictures 10 years ago, when the lashes were not on fleek, when the makeup wasn't on fleek, but at that time it just made sense. But when you look at it now, you're like, geez, that was so bad. But we still carry on, and we did it. At that time, you still carried on because you did what you know best. And I think also that another most important thing is just to go beyond and to study and become so much better, because when you are working on your craft, it's not so easy for you to doubt yourself. When you are putting in your all, like literally 150, 190, 200%, it's not so much easier for you to doubt yourself. The doubts do come, but there is a level of, but I did put in the work, but I did this, which is so much easier. And I do remember when I got the opportunity to do my television show Forever and Always, and I spoke about this before in another YouTube video, was that, I think a lot of self-doubt came in me, because I was just like, I've never been on TV before, I've never presented, I don't know how to be in studio. And I had a lot of self-doubt in the sense that I'm like, why would they even think I would be the best person for this? I mean, they had like a lot of people to pick from. Why would they pick me? And all those things. And that was self-doubt coming after me. But how I got over that self-doubt is I went on, I started watching other television hosts, I started talking to people, I started investing my craft, so that my first day on set, and when I even went there, I was just like, listen, I'm putting the work and I'm going to try it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, because I had already kind of worked a little bit. And there was still, doubts when I shot my first show. There was still doubts when I did a couple of episodes, because I was like, am I good enough? And what? But when you continuously put in the work, it's easier now to look back and be like, you know what? I'm not there yet. I am not like at the level that I want to be at, but man, I'm killing it. And it becomes so much easier to start being confident about the things that you want to do. Number 4 is procrastination. This is one that you can definitely get out of all by yourself. There is a verse in the Bible that says, a man that watches the wind never sows. And that's basically what procrastination is. Procrastination is terribly waiting for the right time to do it. It is convincing yourself that right now is the perfect time and you will do it later. It is convincing yourself that you don't need to do it right now, you can always do it later. And when you refer to that scripture in the Bible, it says, this is basically the man that watches the wind. This is basically the man that says, well, it's a bit raining today, so I'm not gonna, water my plants, or whatever the case is, My biggest way of dealing with procrastination was when I read the book called The 5-Second Rule, and I've actually watched quite a lot of videos that are on YouTube about it. And it basically says that whenever your mind wants to make a decision, and this is me paraphrasing, you have got exactly 5 seconds to make that decision. Otherwise, if you pass that 5-second window, it is going to be a little bit more difficult. So every time I have an idea, every time I literally think of getting up in the morning or whatever the case is, those 5 seconds are literally my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let me get it done. But I always try to get up before the actual 5 seconds. It's like 1, 2, and I really want to get into it, because the minute after you've reached the 5 seconds, it becomes so much harder, because then you actually start convincing yourself and you start having conversations with yourself. That's why we will always say it is important for you to speak to yourself more than you listen to yourself, because when you speak to yourself and you start to do the countdown, your body will automatically respond to you, your willpower responds to you, so which is super important. That's one of the biggest things that have helped me get through procrastination. But let me know, what has helped you get through procrastination and really kind of get through the stuff that you constantly had been putting ahead? Let me know in the comment section. I'd be so interested to know. Number 5 are distractions. These are heavy, and also these are very easy to actually deal with. And these are distractions I'm talking about social media. I'm talking about just hanging around friends and doing nothing. And you need to actually start fixing your life up to be anti-distraction, in a sense that, like we said in the previous video, when you do schedules, when you actually are busy and you know what it is that you are doing in your life, it is so much harder for distractions to come in. People can be distractions, our partners can be distractions, family can be distractions. There's a lot of things that can actually come your way to distract you from doing what you need to do. And those are things that sometimes don't allow us to start, because we are distracted by life, we're distracted by problems, we're distracted by issues. But for me, I've always found it very important to, at that time when there's something to be done, to do it no matter what is happening in my life. And because that's basically me focusing on the things that I am able to focus on. And then the rest of the things, if I can't sort anything out, I'm just like, see you, let me focus on what I can right now. So stay away from distractions. Have time away from your phone every now and then. Have time away from people where you're just alone and reflecting and doing all the work that you need to do, but constantly have time to make sure that you do the things that you need to be doing in your life and steer away from distractions. So if there's any other way that you guys have dealt with any of these issues, I know a lot of people can relate. Please do let me know in the comment section below. I know a lot of people read the comments, and I know that it will definitely help somebody that will read on the comment section below, or possibly if there's something, maybe my method did not work for someone else. That's why we are a community, you guys. Share whatever it is that has worked for you, and it will definitely, I know for sure, will help someone. So this is basically a call to action to just start. But before you just start, or let me rather say, if you are struggling to just start, figure out why it is that you are at that particular time, and really just kind of find the right material, the right videos, the right books, the right people to kind of get you out of that state so you can start. Because like I said, 2020, we are going after everything we have always wanted to go after. There's no room for excuses. We are reading the right books. We are eating healthy. We are talking to the right people. We're building relationships. We are pumping ourselves up every single day, every single work. Do those schedules, do those daily to-do lists that will help you stay disciplined and steer away from distractions. But more than anything, ensure that this year ends the way that you always want it to end. And with that said, I hope that this video has been super fruitful for you and that you are going to walk out of here and really just identify, or possibly you've already identified what it is that you're struggling with at this point in time. And I hope that my advice has helped you. And if not, check out the comment section below. There are a number of people that are going to comment on things that have helped them. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.